I gotta say, I don't think Leung is a very effective gang leader because he completely fails to protect the most important member of his gang, his penis. Welcome to Inchworm,
the podcast in which we are inching through worm. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Ted.
All right, and this week we read chapter 4 probably.
1.4.
1.4.
Gestation 1.4. What did you think of the chapter?
I mean, again, very short. I know you said the chapters get longer as we move forward. These ones definitely are very, very bite-sized, so we'll be able to get nice and in-depth. Very exciting. I'm really a big fan of Leung. He's my favorite character so far.
Oh, wow.
There are only really 2 characters. No, that's not true. She had like some friends at school, I guess. They sucked. There aren't a lot of characters.
She had one ex-friend and 2 other bullies at school.
Oh yeah, friends is not the right word. She had some bullies at school.
Okay, so now we have the beginnings of a favorite characters list.
Yes,
with Leung, Taylor, and then Taylor's friends, in quotes.
Right, she doesn't actually have any friends. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, a fun chapter, good stuff.
Oh yeah. Action-packed.
Yeah, our first superhero action chapter.
Yeah, we had like a superhero, like a power versus power battle.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
I think it's my turn to summarize what happened.
Go for it.
So I'll go through, and basically where we left Taylor was she had gone out in costume for the first time and was eavesdropping on the ABB, a gang...
Forgot their name. That's so good.
Asian bad boys. Eavesdropping on the ABB and their leader, Leung, who is a superpowered guy who, the more he fights, the more he turns into a dragon. And boy, does he do that in this chapter.
Yes.
But while she was eavesdropping on them, unclear what her intent was with this eavesdropping, actually. I think we should maybe talk about that later in the episode. But as she's investigating what the ABB are up to, Leung says, like, and if you see those children, shoot them down, kick them while they're on the floor. Like, I don't know what he says, but he's basically like, I'm going to kill the children, or you should kill the children, something like that.
She gets the impression they're going to kill children,
Yeah, he uses the word children, and then, so Taylor starts this chapter being like, did I just hear that? A supervillain wanting to kill children? I can't even imagine why anyone would want to kill children, even if they were a supervillain. And then she works her way up to like, well, if I had a phone, I guess I could call the superhero headquarters and tell them what was about to happen. But I didn't think to bring a phone, and I happened to have this swarm of bugs handy. So
phone. Swarm of bugs, yes.
Yeah, so I might as well.
Don't you hate it when you've gone out to do errands and you forget your phone, but you did remember your swarm of bugs, but you forgot your phone?
Yeah. So she obviously is like, well, they're on the move, and she says, well, this is my time. And she wills all of the bugs in the swarm she's collected and any sort of bonus bugs that happen to be around to attack. And pretty much immediately, like normal human gangsters being swarmed by biting insects, immediately out of commission. They and their guns play no role in this at all. To set the scene again a little bit, Taylor is up on top of a 2-story building, and so just bugs come out of nowhere and start attacking people, and everyone scatters. However, Leung, I'll probably go back and forth. You have the correct pronunciation.
I mean, I don't think it's the correct pronunciation, but it's a little closer. Yeah,
you have probably how Leung sounds when he says his own name. That's probably closer to what it sounds like when he says it. But he, almost immediately, Leung starts to fight back. He is shooting fire out of his hands and trying to sort of like shoot the bugs out of the air. And Taylor thinks quickly on her feet and is like, well, if I move my swarm in among the gang members, he won't be able to use his fire to shoot them without hurting his own guys. And unfortunately for Taylor, Leung's response to this is to basically create a giant explosion of fire out of himself that burns the bugs that are stinging him away. And while this is happening, he is also growing scales, little armored scales all over himself. So he's, using his power to, as the fight goes on, he gets stronger, more armored. His, fire powers get stronger as well. And Taylor starts thinking, well, okay, I know he gets stronger as the fight goes on, and it looks like, he can burn the bugs if they get too close to him, so I'm going to really escalate if I have any hope of beating him. And she does a couple of things. She has reserved her most venomous, stinging, biting insects to go after Lung. She has them crawl all over his body and sting him. And then in particular, she takes a bee, gets it up to Lung's eye, and viciously stings him a couple of times in order to, if he can't see, he's going to be much less able to defend himself against whatever she's going to do. And then Lung sort of levels up a second time. He sets himself on fire so that he is now continuously on fire. All of his clothes burn away. And then his back kind of tears open and he grows the super armored spine. And he ends up sort of a foot taller afterward. And Taylor then thinks, okay, I've lost a bunch of my bugs. He's clearly getting stronger. I don't want to test the theory that maybe Lung will actually grow wings and fully become a dragon. I've set out what I wanted to do here, and I think it's the only rational course is to beat a hasty retreat. She takes one step backwards onto the gravel of the roof, and even though she made only the tiniest of sounds, Lung immediately spins around and spots her, because he also has super hearing.
And that's where we end the chapter. He's heard her. What's he gonna do? Yeah, so Lung, so cool, actually turns into a dragon, which I don't think that the text has actually used the word dragon. Or
no,
yeah.
It's very funny. He has dragon tattoos, but Taylor has not once in either chapter said Lung turns into a dragon.
Yeah, no. She's just talking about his specific powers. One of the descriptions she has is triangular sections of metallic plating were piercing through his skin, where they would continue to grow and overlap until he was nigh impenetrable. That's Animorph's level of body horror.
It's so cool.
Sections of metallic plating piercing through your skin and then growing. It's like Wolverine, how he can only grow the claws because he has the super healing.
Absolutely.
Every time it rips through him.
Absolutely. And it's the visuals of his partial transformation are so cool. There's the bit where I think it just at the beginning of a paragraph it's and then Lung exploded.
Yeah.
And it's and so he does that twice, and between the two explosions, his clothes turn to rags. He kills one of his goons,
I didn't realize he killed someone.
Or sets one on fire,
okay.
In sort of the crossfire or whatever. Taylor's bugs burn away, and you can see he's about a third armored. And then later he switches into his I'm fully on fire mode, and grows his super spine. We don't see the wings, we don't see him breathing fire, but this is clearly the direction he is going.
I have two thoughts about the transformation. The first is that I absolutely love that, we got in the previous chapter, people don't really know what Cape's powers are. There are rumors, but people try to hide their powers. And with this guy, she'd heard he gets stronger the longer he fights. And that sounds so wild. You're why would that be the case? And then when you realize he's transforming into a dragon, oh, okay, his transformation takes a while, and then once the more dragon he is, the stronger. Right?
Yeah, it's sort of obvious when you think about it like that.
It makes perfect sense. It's it sounded like such a weird, bizarre thing, but no, it makes perfect sense. The other thing is that I love that his power, sort of generally speaking, his fighting ability, kind of goes up continuously throughout his transformation. He doesn't have an Animorphs time where he's just, they had to hide when they were morphing, so that was part of it, but there isn't the weird in between oh, I'm an odd distorted being with my flesh glooping about, and I can't really do anything. He doesn't have those interim stages. He's just continuously stronger and stronger.
Yeah, and he's a big martial artist type guy to begin with. So it's not like he's, like the Animorphs are all like scrawny preteens, right? He's an imposing guy.
Jake was tall.
Jake was tall. Hashtag Animorphology, check it out.
Yeah, no, that's true. He's strong even in human form, presumably. Yeah.
The other thing that I think is really cool, though, so it is so obvious that he's just turning into a dragon, but his powers are clearly more flexible than that. Like, he's not just, like, becoming a dragon.
Right, he uses fire right away.
Right, his pyrokinesis power, he has that, like, explosion factor. He can light himself on fire. It's probably true that he couldn't light himself on fire immediately at the beginning of the battle. That's probably something that ramps up.
True,
but he has this, like, pretty fine-grained level of control from, like, shooting fireballs out of his hand to making his whole body explode and creating this heat aura to the my skin's on fire, Human Torch type of thing. Which, when he's fully dragon, he probably can breathe fire, but it seems like he could also sort of like shoot fire out of his wings or like do a bunch of other type of stuff.
Right, his whole body produces fire.
Or maybe he's a dragon made out of like magma and fire. Like, we don't know.
Yeah. Right, yeah, he has, I mean, this is the set of powers to have, let me tell you. This is the first other cape we've seen. His powers are, like, infinitely cooler than Taylor's. Like, he has fire, he has, like, super healing, he has this, like, at least some level of invulnerability, like, kind of growing invulnerability. He has strength, he can fly, he has super hearing. Like, what doesn't this guy have?
He doesn't have some EpiPens and pepper spray. He probably also doesn't have a phone.
Okay, you're right. His phone would have caught on fire. It would be useless now. No, but I love that, like, the first cape we're meeting other than Taylor is just, like, an interesting set of powers. It's not just kind of like Superman, where he's got all the strengths. It's like a sort of this dragon-shaped set of powers. But also just, like, she controls bugs. He turns into a dragon. Like, what a contrast.
I also love the way she approaches fighting him, because she clearly correctly understands, like, I need to play all of my cards immediately. So she goes in with, like, the stinging insects to attack him, and then after he starts exploding, she's like, she doesn't retreat right away, right? She's like, it's time to get creative. It's time to get serious. Yeah. Like, I forget exactly what she says, but then she comes up with the sting his eyes
targeted
so he can't see me.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, she's kind of like, kind of feel bad about going this hard against this guy. She sort of justifies it, but then she's like, but also, like, yeah, maybe it's time to retreat. Like, this seems like a reasonable, she's itching for a fight, I think, but she correctly sees when her potential to be clever is trumped by his pure strength.
Yeah, she's definitely itching for a fight. I was very surprised when she went in for the fight, because, okay, she's on the rooftop, there's this gang. And she's like, okay, they're going to go off and kill kids or something. Okay, well, she can't call anyone because she doesn't have a phone.
The only two options you have are call the police or get into a fight to the death.
Exactly. I thought she would, like, follow them, see what's going on, maybe choose a targeted intervention. No, she just immediately attacks them. Because she's like, they're going to go kill kids. I got to stop them.
It is so interesting. I went back to the previous chapter, and we get this, like, sort of slow roll. She's like, I want to be a hero. Like, I'm going to go to the streets, and, like, that'll be my first thing. And then last chapter, she's in pursuit. She's doing recon, but she never explains what her intentions are. And then in this chapter, she has these sort of, like, oh my God, they're going to kill kids. I have to do something now. Right? But there's never, like, I really want to know, like, without that killing kids thing, was she just going to follow them and do nothing? Right? Like, was she expecting to get information about their, like, the way that they make and distribute drugs? Or, like, because, like, I think what she wanted to do was like, this is a powerful cape. You want to fight that cape, right? Like, she wants to see.
She really just wants to, like, the Super Smash Brothers version of powers. She just wants to fight something and see how good she is.
Exactly. I think part of her going to the streets is not like the purpose is to be out there and to get messy,
Yeah, I mean, I think she's just really in reactive mode right now. Like, you're like, what was her plan? I don't think she had a plan. She was just going to see what's going on because she just hasn't been a part of this world at all. It's funny. Like, I'd written in my notes, like, okay, so she decided she wanted to go be a hero. She went out, like, the first villain she saw, her reaction is, I gotta call some real heroes. But then she realizes she can't call some real heroes, so her reaction is, I've got to attack right away.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I mean, it's not a very sophisticated plan, and
yeah, it's very interesting.
Presumably, she wasn't like, I'm going to kill them all with my bugs. But
yeah, and she is intentionally conscientious about anyone who's not Loon. She says, like, I'm not going to use my Black Widows, Brown Recluse Spiders, Wasps on the goons. Because what if one of them goes into anaphylactic shock? And clearly that's why she brought EpiPens. Like, she's so conscientious.
Okay, yeah. The contents of... She has, like, an armor plate in the back of her suit, and underneath it, she has some things. Right.
It's covering her spine. So she's sort of, like, is stashing it all along, up and down her back.
I think we should look at the things that she has, because...
Well, let me wrap up what I was going to say about... Yeah. She says, like, I don't want to sting them, because they might go into shock, and... She's very... As soon as the bugs cause chaos that drive the goons away, she's not, like, chasing down the weak ones to hurt them. She's like, I'm going to go for the big guy and see what I can do. Right. And it seems like he's fair game to be a target of her attack.
She does. She says she feels a sadistic glee when she's attacking him. And then, like, a paragraph or two later, she's like, I felt guilty finding pleasure in causing pain. And then she reminds herself that, like, okay, but he's done a lot of really bad things and he deserves this. So that is interesting, the contradictory responses of, like, ooh, I mean, it would be so fun to have this power. You're finally using it on people. But then you're also like, ooh, is that bad? Okay, but he's bad. Like,
yeah, it's classic, like, smart kid. I have a feeling, and I'm, like, quick on my feet enough to immediately be like, oh, but it's okay. Like, it's not bad that I feel sadistic glee attacking this guy because he's bad, and I can come up with 3 reasons why he's bad, right? Like, oh, okay, great, I'm good.
Rationalizing it away, yeah. Okay, can we talk about Taylor's stuff that she brought with her?
Please, yes, go back. You were saying.
Yes, so it's a spade-shaped section of armor that hangs over her spine, which is an interesting description. I want to see this suit. She has a set of EpiPens. I was like, what? Oh, insects. I love that she thought through, like, people are going to have allergic reactions to my bugs. I don't want to be responsible for their deaths. I have to, I don't want them to die. I've got to look out for them. She has a pen and notepad, sure, a tube of pepper spray, and a zippered pouch of chalk dust. Now, I couldn't figure out the last one. I don't know if that, like the EpiPens, is something related to her power, if that's just something anyone might have if they're going into a fight, and I just haven't been thinking, like...
Yeah, I don't remember if she
it's not
explains it
obvious
later.
To you.
My thought was, it's like what you would use for, like, rock climbing, right? But, like, if you're in it... So she uses a fire escape, but I was thinking, like, if she needed to scale a wall, maybe she would use that on her hands or something, but...
Can she scale a wall? Like, she doesn't have bug powers, like... Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but, like,
if she just needs to climb a normal wall, I don't know if she could do that.
It seems like a weird thing. Yeah. But it's so interesting. I love... This is, again, really great, like, procedural superheroics. Taylor is very conscientious and brings all of this stuff. It's, like, pretty sort of, like, defense-focused. I guess the notepad maybe implies that she was just going to spy on them and, like, maybe take some notes and, like, use that to come up with a plan for later or something like that. So maybe I should give her a little more credit about her having a plan.
But she had to save the kids.
But then she doesn't have what she needs, which is a phone.
Yeah.
And again, she doesn't have the phone to report a potential crime in progress. She also doesn't have a phone to call for help when she is helpless to defend against a dragon that's about to attack her, right? So like, I just love the choice. It's sort of like, she thought about it, she was prepared, she brought a bunch of stuff, but we're not going to make it too easy on her, right? Like, there's still obvious things that she forgot.
And that makes perfect sense. Yeah, she's never done this before. She's thought through some aspects, but not all of them.
Right.
Yeah, and it is funny. Like, so this takes place around 2011, is that?
Yeah, I don't remember if there's a timeline difference, but it was written starting in 2011, and I think it's contemporary to that.
Okay, so she probably does have a phone at home.
Yeah.
but she needs a disposable phone because, of course, she wouldn't want to be tracked.
Correct.
Yeah.
And she knows about payphones. So
oh, true.
That definitely dates the work slightly.
Yeah, at this point, you're not going to find a working payphone anywhere. Yeah. But, she was saying that she at least should have brought change for that. Yeah.
I also like the choice to have Taylor's first superhero fight be one she planned for, compared to, I think, like a lot of sort of origin stories, or like, you know, people getting their powers and they don't understand them yet. You sort of have the, like...
You stumble into action.
And you suddenly instinctively like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. It's just the thing that saves you. And it's really fun to have a different kind of, like, you know...
Yeah, she's been training.
Exactly. She's been training.
But she also isn't winning this fight. Like, she's really outgunned. The fire thing is really... She's particularly badly matched against him because of his fire powers. Like, that's very bad for insects.
Right. Absolutely. I do want to talk about some aspects of her power, though.
Mm-hmm.
The thing where she tells the swarm to attack, and then she opens herself up to all of the information she's receiving.
So much information.
It basically gives her bug vision, right?
Uh-huh.
It's dark. She can't see anything except when Lung is setting off fire. But her bugs are swarming people to the extent that she knows where they are and can, like, feel the outline of their bodies.
Right, she can basically see where all the people are because of where all the bugs are.
Yeah.
She's getting so much data. It makes me think, like, the processing ability that she has to handle this data must be, like, there's, like, an enhanced part of her brain that can do this.
Absolutely.
Like, she has this, like, new sense where she can sense bugs, and it's, like, thousands of different inputs, and, like, you wouldn't be able to keep track of that consciously. Like, that's just too much information. It's more like our vision, where, like, our brains are just made to process it kind of naturally.
Right.
So she can do that. She has, like, some brain region now that processes, like, bug vision.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I think that's a great observation. And her bug vision is detailed enough that when she goes in for the attack on Lung, she sends the stinging insects after him, and she is willing to send the fire ants and the stinging spiders to bite Lung's dick.
Oh, that's right.
Fill it with as much venom as possible, but she's like,
I really don't want to know the shape of that region.
I'm trying to send them on the attack, but I don't want the details. Like,
She's
that is too much.
She's such a teenager about it. She says with distaste, I focused the crawling ants and spiders on other vulnerable areas. I did my best to ignore the feedback that I got from that particular attack, as I most definitely did not want the same type of topographical map that the swarm had provided just a minute ago.
It's
Hilarious.
so funny. It's so relatable.
Yes.
And like, it is... Yeah, her power is very, very cool. It's just very ill-suited to fighting
for
this guy.
Fight. Yeah, and she just... It is funny, you were saying she prepared so much, but she also dove into this without any specific plan. She just had the swarm attack. Like, boop.
And she made a bad bet that being on a roof was helpful.
Yeah, and like, she did know...
Or secure in any way.
She did know about Lung's powers. She did not anticipate that he would be so hard to attack with the bugs. Like, she could have hit him much harder at the start if she had sent all her venomous spiders after him, you know, before, you know, right at the start of the attack, before they had any...
Before even doing kind of a mass swarm.
Exactly.
Like if she had more of a preemptive strike in mind.
Right. If she... And she did know he was the dangerous one, but, like, she just didn't know to what extent she'd be outclassed. She probably could have brought him down before, because his powers increase, so it's possible. It's possible he can always do super healing, but it's possible she could have just taken him out before he had started transforming.
And that's interesting. Will that be sort of a lesson she takes away from this encounter?
Yeah.
If she survives. I mean, I could just
prep work before you roll for initiative. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm making you think Taylor's the protagonist, but...
It's really going to be Lung. Yes! Oh, the coolest one. Okay, but we didn't learn what his dick is shaped like.
Well, yeah. She probably did, but she hasn't told us yet.
She tried not to.
I mean... Probably whatever it's shaped like, it's very swollen and covered with scales right now.
Okay, Do you think, like, what happens to his genitalia when he turns into a dragon? Does he get, like, dragon genitalia? Does a dragon dick have scales on it?
Okay, can you imagine if you were fighting a dragon and it had, like, a tiny little human dick flopping around, just, like, totally helpless? That's like how you shoot Smaug and he's the one missing scale, right? It's
no,
just
I mean, like, obviously
if you can
they
still
must
punch
transform.
Lung in the dick. Yeah, exactly.
It must transform, but, like, does it get scales?
No, it just gets covered with one scale. It's hidden.
It's one scale? Oh, that makes sense.
I don't
it probably
think
would be
I don't think that it would be...
like a bear. Yeah, it would be like a...
Wait, do bears have just one giant scale over their dick?
No.
This is something I don't know about bears.
Bears have, like, a spike in their penis that, like, extends.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's, like, it, like, fully retract. I don't think their entire penis retracts into their body when they're turned on. I'm not sure.
I don't think Lung's dick... I don't think there's any reason to believe that it needs to protect itself in a biologically accurate or plausible manner. So I would imagine that if he has any control over where he focuses his armoring, he's going to armor up his dick pretty early on.
Okay, but does that mean that there's, like, a metallic scale that emerges through the skin of his dick? Because that sounds so painful.
It does sound terrible.
Okay, that's awful.
And I bet it hurts worse if you've just been stung by dozens of spiders and ants.
Yeah, he's having a tough time.
Okay, while we're talking about this...
yes, let's continue.
No. Just the spider dick attack and then the bee sting eye attack are both just, like, brutal. Such viscerally so brutal.
Yeah.
It's like obvious tactically, but it feels like Taylor starts out being like, I can't imagine why any supervillain would shoot a kid, to being like, well, I have to double down, so of course I'll sting him in his eye as much as I can.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's very cold, it's very tactically sound, but you're a little bit like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's brutal, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, she does have, like, she holds herself to a very high moral standard. She has a lot of thought about, like, ethics and stuff, but she also does fight viciously. Like, she's not squeamish about that.
Yeah. I want to say, you mentioned sadistic glee earlier.
Yeah, she feels bad about it, but she feels it.
Yeah, but then she thinks after the explosions, but before he's covered in fire, she's like, and before she does the bee stings, she thinks, I had to get creative. I had to get meaner.
So here's a question. I don't really have a sense of the scale of numbers. She doesn't feel bad about the bugs getting killed. Maybe she will later, but she doesn't seem to have an empathetic connection to the bugs.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a bug shortage in the region? I mean, I recognize that, like, the scale at which bugs exist is, like, one of those things that, like, you can't even wrap your mind around, right? It's one of those, like, many. They would take up the mass of, like, something ridiculous. I can't remember, but, like, you see those, like, pictograms. There are a lot of bugs. So probably we don't need to worry about it. It's like when you, like, pull out a hair and you're like, oh no, I'll go bald. And you're like, no, I have so many hairs. I couldn't even count that. It would take forever. I feel like if she has these fights a lot, it's going to take a toll on the bug population. That's going to have massive ecological impact.
Like, there's an interesting resource management thing, right? For some reason, I think of sort of like, if you're a wizard in Dungeons and Dragons, you have spell slots. And it's kind of like, she has her swarm, and maybe she uses 10% of it, but if she gets into 10 fights, then suddenly she's useless, right? Unless she can recover... harvest the bugs more. It seems like
her swarm was something she just picked up, like, while she was walking down that street. Like, it's not something she brought with her. It's not like her swarm.
Right.
But if she, she would have to go to a different area. Like, probably she did pull all the bugs in that immediate vicinity. And
certainly her power is not bug generation, right? Like, Lung's power, I think at some point thinks, how is this being fueled? Like, how does this work? Because she's limited by things that she collects from her environment in a way that he apparently is not. He just has this inner source of becoming dragonness that he can tap into.
I mean, superpowers are always, like, physics bendy in some ways.
Right.
I wonder if we'll get into any of those questions in this story. Like, what powers the fire of someone who can just breathe fire whenever they want? Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't seem to be like, there's some chemistry going on in his stomach. Like, it doesn't seem to be anything that rooted in
it's certainly
physical truth.
Exactly. It's extreme enough that it's immediately like,
he just
this doesn't make sense in a way
right.
that would work in our world.
Yeah.
We don't see him coated in gasoline first or something.
If you could scale him up, so to speak, would you be able to, solve the world's energy problems?
Yeah, exactly. You made an interesting point, though, about her lack of empathy for the bugs.
Yeah.
I think that bugs are the perfect amount of capable and disposable in balance, right? Because it's like you can do these sort of like Plagues of Egypt type things. And she has all of this control and like it's very intimidating. But like if these bugs die, it sucks. But it's like if you like run out of...
Nature's orcs.
Yeah. If you run out of bread, you'll go and get some more bread. Or you'll make some bread, right? Like it's not devastating when you drop a piece of toast on the floor.
And she didn't get these powers because she likes bugs. She, when we see her using the Black Widow in like
she's
chapter 1
grossed
or
out.
chapter 2, she's like really grossed out. Yeah. And so, she's not predisposed to be like, oh, but the beautiful insects. Like, no, she's using them.
Right.
She also doesn't feel, I don't think we get any mention, she can feel where they are, but she doesn't feel their pain. I don't know if that's sort of an assumption that the text is making that bugs don't feel pain, or if it's just that she doesn't get their physical reactions to stuff. Like, if they're hungry, she probably doesn't feel hungry,
Yeah, that's interesting. When the bugs first get burned away, the way that she talks about it is more like, I didn't have time to react to sort of save them from being burned up. Yeah. But she doesn't like have a headache or like wince in pain.
She doesn't stagger back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. And so
in some ways they feel like part of her body, but she doesn't get affected when they're harmed.
Yeah. So is that part of her power or is it part of her personality? That's an interesting...
That she doesn't really care, you mean? Or that she doesn't physically feel their pain?
I guess I was saying more the latter. Kind of like, is it like she could feel the pain, but her power is smart enough to not do it kind of instinctually? Or is it more like she can feel it, but it so doesn't matter compared to her actual body? Yeah. And I don't think we know. I don't think we get a sense of what it's like for her. So I don't know that this is worth reacting to, but I did mark the moment where when Lung starts exploding, people like come to the windows to see what's going on, and Taylor's like, idiots, what if his next attack broke the glass and they got hurt? Like, yeah, come on, Taylor. Like,
that felt like such a teenage response to me, where it's theoretically empathetic, or it's theoretically like a moralistic thought of like, these people should shouldn't be getting hurt, I'm looking out for everyone's well-being by thinking this, but it's also very harsh and judgmental and like, it's not exactly self-righteous, but like superior.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's like, how could they not think of this? Yeah, that's awesome. And then, we end, he's got super hearing, and he has spotted Taylor on the roof.
Okay,
what do you think's going to happen?
I think she's going to try to flee, and he's going to come after her in dragon form. I think it's going to turn out he does have wings. Yeah, and I think in order for her to be okay, we're going to have to introduce some new characters.
Nice.
Like, just the two of them facing off, it's not going to go well.
Not going to go well.
Yeah, maybe, sort of an enemy of my enemy thing. Maybe we'll meet the children.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's a capital C children, I'm hearing.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I mean, we'll meet whoever it was that he was referring to when he said, if you see those children,
and as he predicted
them.
Last episode, they're not going to be...
It's a rival gang.
It's a rival gang. Yeah. All right, that sounds good.
I think that's the only way for her to get out of this is like a major distraction. And I think the kind of distraction that will keep the action going is to meet more capes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, funny you should mention more capes.
More capes.
Without confirming or denying that there are more capes in the action next chapter. We do get some cape names.
Okay, probably she's just thinking about other capes.
Yeah. But I just want to run these names by you and see if you have a thought about like what their powers or just vibe might be.
Okay. Hopefully these ones are easier to guess than Lung, which I was very wrong on.
Yes. All right, first up, Tattletale.
Oh, okay, yeah. You have mentioned this one before. I can't remember what I predicted when we talked about this.
Do you want me to tell you?
Oh, I think is this. I bet this person knows other people's powers.
Ooh, knows other people's powers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
When I mentioned Tattletale to you before, what you said was, this person knows the worst thing you've ever done. Which...
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I think both of those are really good guesses. We'll have to see.
All right.
What about Gru?
Gru. Okay, now how is this spelled?
Grue.
Oh, okay. All right. I was wondering if it was Grew. Like, this is just someone who's really tall. Okay, no.
But you wouldn't be like grown or like big boy or something like.
That's Gru. He grew a lot. No, you'd be Gru, clearly. No, okay, so Gru is the character in Despicable Me, right?
Yes.
Is that a coincidence? That came out around this time.
No, I assume, I don't actually know, but Gru I think it's just GRU, and I think it's referencing the Russian intelligence agency.
Oh.
I don't know. I've never seen Despicable Me. I don't know. But I sort of...
Okay, so is this referencing the Russian intelligence agency?
No. What I can say is that I believe, and we can do some more research into the name next time, I believe that this is a Gru, as in the infamous monster you might encounter in an old school text adventure if you venture into a dark space without a light source. You may be eaten by a Gru. So it's a monster that lives in darkness. I don't know if this is a direct reference to that video game or if they're both referencing a shared thing or what.
Then I think it's someone who creates darkness.
Yeah, I kind of implied that. We'll see if that is true.
Either that or it's like a really, really huge mouth that can swallow enemies, but that feels a little too easy.
Yeah, big mouth. Big mouth that grew.
Yeah.
All right, how about Bitch?
Oh, she's cool. I mean, I assume it's a woman. If not, that's a really weird choice of name. I'm definitely picturing like a leather biker look. Okay,
we've got a vibe. Do you have a power?
I think she's gonna have like... I think it's gonna be like a physical strength-based power.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Physical strength, tough, looks tough, is tough.
Something like really physically dangerous and violent, like knife blade type, violence, I think.
What about Hellhound?
Ooh. Transforms into a dog?
Oh, could be interesting.
Chases people who don't have souls?
Could be very interesting.
Not that one.
What if I told you that Bitch and Hellhound were the same person?
Oh.
This is an alias.
Okay. Then maybe she transforms into a dog. There seems to be some sort of dog-related power there. I mean, yeah, enhanced sense of smell would be really fun. Like, maybe there's, like, a package, like with Loon, where, like, enhanced smell, hearing, maybe some tooth and nail fighting ability. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Nice.
How about Regent?
Regent. Ooh. Something haughty and annoying. I feel like, this could be, like, the gang leader, if this is a gang.
Okay. Is the power a leadership-based power?
Regent. What would the power be? All I can think of is Denethor. No, that's a steward. It's a steward. Regent is where they're like, is a king or queen, but like they're like not old enough to rule or something.
Right. It's like when the king is 4.
Right. What kind of power would go with the name Regent? Maybe some sort of monitoring powers? Like you kind of know what other people are doing? I don't know. I don't think that's a good guess.
Yeah. And last, but perhaps not least, Bug.
Someone who Taylor is going to be able to control. But I bet that is metaphorical. I bet I would love to see her in a situation with a character named Bug where there's like a real like dynamic between them where like she's like trying to manipulate this person but she can't. Like I think this is going to be her first love interest.
Oh. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, but what would Bug... I mean, Bug, much more than Regent, seems to lend itself to being like a spy name.
Oh, so true.
Like, yeah, you'd like, bug a room or whatever. Either that or I'm picturing like Potter Puppet Pals with like, bother. This person just really bugs you. Yeah, I mean, transforming to a giant bug could be cool, but like, we've had a lot of transformations, at least we have in my guesses. if you count Hellhound and Loom. Yeah, maybe the ability to like focus, sort of like the clairvoyant spell in Dungeons and Dragons, like the ability to focus and like see and hear something far away.
Nice.
Yeah, but you have to kind of choose the location. It's not like this person is just like aware of everything all the time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay.
That's all I got for you.
We'll find out next time. Very exciting.
On Inchworm.
Inchworm!
Worm is a web serial by J.C. McCrae. You can read Worm at parahumans.wordpress.com and support the author at patreon.com/wildbow. Follow us on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Inchworm Podcast, or find our Discord link and any other updates on inchwormpodcast.com.